I get a lot of my information from D. They'll go glow down there talking about D Love.
Oh,
D,
let me see. I don't even see the. Hi, how y'all doing?
let me
I didn't
ask you
get
this.
the comments. I had to set it up. I came on here as fast as I could. I didn't even get. I didn't even.
Yeah, she was out on another date. You know, she goes on these dates and things. We're not going to talk about that, but D goes.
We can
That's a
talk
whole
about
nother
your
reason.
dates. How about we talk about your dates? How about that?
I have a date tonight. I have a show
Oh,
date.
that's why he rushing me, child. He got
No,
a
I have
date
a
tonight.
show date. A show
He
date.
got a date. You
Show
know what
date.
happens after the show.
The show, the at the party, the hotel. The show at the party, hotel. No. That was back in my old days. That was my so D.
Yes.
You saw, and one of the questions that I want to ask you, you saw you saw the the teams, the players going to these teams to signing day. What you thought about the signing day, and what did you think about Maryland? I see Maryland got a 5-star.
Yeah,
A
Zion
5-star.
Ely out of Maryland. He's from Maryland, staying in Maryland. You know, they got that thing where the best of the DMV or the best of Maryland get to stay in Maryland. And shout out to Coach Loxley, locked him down. I was
A
actually,
5-star. What is a 5-star?
yeah, on defense, man. Yeah, so Locks is very, very excited about him. And all of the people, they didn't think that they were going to be able to retain that commitment from him because South Carolina was like, hey, come on down here. They were poaching him. You know, at the end, he did an official visit with them this winter. So, you know, they were ready. They were ready to be like, Loxley loses the 5-star. You know, they was ready to put that out there. But yes, they have him. They got some wide receivers, they got some tight ends, they got some guys on defense, but they had some amazing freshmen. So as long as he can retain them, which it looks like a lot of them will be back because Coach Locks is back. He's there next year as well. I think they're going to be good. Just got to get that depth. They got to get that depth. So now it's time to get the guys in the portal. So they got the guys that, you know, committed. Now it's trying to get the guys in the portal. Shout out to Coach Franklin. Penn State look a mess today, don't it?
A hot mess. A hot mess.
They
Not
had
a
a little
mess.
tumbleweed on their signing day.
A hot mess. Hey, and that's the thing. That's the thing. You know, James, and I was talking about this earlier. You know, James Franklin, he's probably represented by Jimmy Sexton. And one thing you don't do is you don't cross Jimmy Sexton because he'll put a stranglehold on you where you won't get no coaches. And I think a large part of that is happening right now. Jimmy looking at y'all like, hold on, y'all tried my motherfucking coach. Better yet, I'm gonna get him another job right now so he can take all your recruits. He gonna have his recruiting class from VTech, and he gonna have y'all. And that's how he gonna build his shit that quick.
Good luck.
Is he killing it or what?
Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, that's why I tell fans, be careful what you ask for. Be careful. Like you could get emotionally invested and you like, I need him gone. Be careful what you ask for because there is a domino effect. And if you think in that moment that you're willing to deal with the domino effect, until you realize there was no plan. Whatever your imaginary plan was, that ain't it. That didn't happen. So I always tell fans, be careful. Y'all get emotional and y'all think this is the answer right now. This is the problem. This is the solution to the problem. And now look at you.
Yeah, because at one point they had old Loxley on the hot seat. You know, I like Loxley, and I know that's your guy and all that. Then and you cover the team and everything. And I'm happy that he's still there. I'm happy that he's able to get these players coming in because a lot of times people think it's a marathon. It's a sprint. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. And
you
it's
have
a
to know
long
what you're
one.
working in, especially with like Maryland. And the players will tell you, like, nobody wanted to come to Maryland. Like, it was not on people's top list to come to Maryland. So you found someone that wanted to be there, that could recruit there with the limited resources that they have and make something happen. So those are all the things you have to consider.
All the things you have to consider.
The fans ain't really privy to the ins and outs. They just want to see the wins. That's what they.
Let me ask you this: Is it like a thing that Maryland has to recruit kids from Maryland, and
You don't
because
have
you see other universities like Georgia come to Florida, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, they'll go get Texas, they'll get kids from everywhere. You'll see a school like Miami get kids from everywhere. You'll see schools like Alabama, they'll get top players from all
from
over the
everywhere.
place. You know what I'm saying? Why is it a thing that Maryland at the University of Maryland, and this way before Loxley, and seemed like it's still the thing right now that they only recruit Maryland? Is that the thing?
Not so sorry. Not now. I think that's the thing, right? You recruit the local talent. You build relationships with them young, right? You know them when they're going in their freshmen in high school. Like you build those relationships, those coaches, that community. Like, look, I got one. Like Coach Lashley tells the story about how Malik Washington's coach is like, look, I got a kid for you. You know, I got a quarterback coming for you in a few years. So you start building that relationship with them local kids early. So then, you know, that it's easier to bring them on. You meet the mama and the daddy very early on. So when all those people come around, you've invested. You're vested in, grandma. You know everything already about these kids. I think it's a great strategy because there are some very talented players in Maryland. But then there's a portal. The portal changes that also. You can get kids that have left the state, went somewhere else, that are talented, went to the big schools, not getting, the numbers or the playtime or whatever that they want, and they can come back home. You got the kids that regionally, you got kids from Philly, you got kids maybe from North Carolina, Richmond, Virginia, whatever, that can come back in the area that have gone to different schools. So I think it's working out for him. And then the talent that he has, because there's some dogs on that team, they'll be able to recruit guys as well to come in. So I think it starts because it's an easy way to get kids early on and build those relationships early. And I think that's it for any state. But like, you got and you're not that program. You're not Alabama. You're not, you don't have those budgets. You ain't, you're not flashy like that. You're Maryland. So you have to do, what your school allows. That's a good strategy.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, and you got to have a plan, and coach got a plan. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to my girl D Love Sports, and y'all can find her on all of the social media platforms. D Love Sports. I love when I see her on TikTok. She be on there having a good time. I think she found a nice place where she could be as charismatic as she is right now on there. So speaking of recruits, that whole area is getting ready to be real hot. You got James Franklin over there and VTech. You got Loxley over there, making some big moves. And based on what you saw Prime do in his first couple of years at Colorado, it only takes a couple players.
Yeah.
It only takes a couple players. You get a couple of guys that come in, it could turn your program around right now. I mean, he had Dura and he had Travis, and they just turned the whole fucking program around right then.
Yeah, and I know, like, I think Coach Locke says, like, we're not a developmental program, and I think that I don't like the way that has a bad rep because, yeah, you want to win games, but look at where these guys are going. Are they accomplishing whatever their ultimate goal is, to go to the league? Like, how many guys are in the league that has won a national championship in college? Not that many. like they came from Alabama, like they came from the big schools or whatever, but it's not that many guys that play professional football that have the hardware. They say we won a championship. So yes, it's great. You want your school to win championships. You want them to be in the playoffs, but ultimately you want these guys to be able to perform at the level that they see themselves post college. Yeah. And I know the developmental thing gets a lot of slack, but look, are we getting guys in the league? Yeah. So come to Maryland.
Oh, so you recruiting for Maryland?
I'm just saying. That's my thing.
Is that what you just did? Why there with a University of Miami guy here? Is that what you just did?
I wasn't trying to do that, but I'm just, that's just.
If you want to go to the league, come to Maryland.
You want to go to the league? You want to get on the field? Come to Maryland. I did
I
watch
got.
a little bit
I
of
may
Diddy
have
documentary. My
a.
bad.
I may have a transfer portal receiver for y'all.
Okay, what's his
I ain't gonna
name?
call no name. But the question
Hold
is,
on,
are you following this
Locks gotta cut me a check first. We gonna talk business.
Are you following
My
Calvin Russell, top receiver in the nation? He was supposed to sign up today
what's his
with
height?
Syracuse, and he didn't.
Oh, he didn't do it. He said he's postponing, right?
He postponed it. And
Yeah, I saw that.
and you know, people want to know the scoop on Calvin Russell. Now, I know his mom real good. Friend of the family. Most people don't know. You remember Rich Gordon? Played tight end. He played tight end for the University of Miami. I think he played for Buffalo Bills. That's Rich Gordon's nephew. And his mom, Nevy, she's in the Hall of Fame at the University of Miami. Hall of Fame basketball player, women's basketball player. See, that's why I got. See, when your little girls start attacking me.
Oh Lord.
On the D Love show, the Sports and Coffee, when they start attacking me, talking about, oh, Luke, you just started looking at WNBA when Caitlin Clark. No.
Back to the story, sir. He getting sidetracked.
Let me stay on track.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have to go after these. They're going to come after me. I'm going to have to go on one of your platforms and then they're going to jump me again like they did. Well, his mom was arguably the best women's basketball player in the history of University of Miami. Still to this day, she's in the Hall of Fame. And he was supposed to sign up today. Top receiver, Calvin Russell. He didn't sign up today. Then he was on social media playing with the U and all that and everything. Now, this kid can go to any school in America. If he was, I mean, you know sports like I know sports. And you know, they asked Fran today about it. Fran said, hey, man, that's the climate that we're in. Kids, you know, make a decision. They can sign up now. They can sign up later. They have to, it's just signing day. They don't necessarily have to sign on that day. Now, knowing Nevy the way I know Nevy and her mom, they're going to do it big. They ain't going to do nothing on the same day everybody else do it on. Because Nevy going to blow it out. It's going to be a big deal. It's gonna be, it's gonna be bigger than life. They might be signing up at Club Live, knowing fucking Nevy. And I'll be right there with her because that's like my little sister. That's like my little sister. So when you look at the climate of college football and big time recruits like that, right? Do you think they should sign on signing day, or do you think they should make it a very special moment, almost like a prom?
It depends. I think it all depends. Like the kid recently, Maryland has been signing some big names, by the way. They just got Quincy Wilson. If y'all don't know, the track field star, Olympian Quincy Wilson. He is another Maryland guy, young man graduating college. He had he did a celebration of where he was going to go, and I think it all depends. Like, especially if you can get it sponsored. Why not? But I think it depends on the player, how they feel, who they are, and the people around them. But I'm cool with it if it's a once in a lifetime. It's a once in a lifetime team for some kids, and they want to make a show. Right, I'm not against it.
But let me ask you, of a kid of that stature, I understand. I'm from Maryland. I go to Maryland. I'm a 5-star, 4-star kid. I go to Maryland. That's my home school. I want to make my home school great. I want to, stay close to home and all this. But this kid is committed to Syracuse. And Syracuse had a very horrible year, getting beat 70-7 and shit like that. I mean, fired a whole bunch of coaches. Putting yourself in that situation. I mean, in sports, not as a parent, as a writer, as a sports person. Do you think that would be a good fit for a top of the line kid like that when he has University of Miami, Florida State, and
where's he from?
And I know Notre Dame is in the mix. I know Notre Dame is in the mix because Notre Dame hired Juwan Sider, the running back coach, and he's arguably probably one of the best recruiters of South Florida because he's from the muck. And I sat down with him and Friedman in my office maybe a month ago, and him and Freeman say, look, one of the main reasons why I got Juwan on my staff, because I want some of these South Florida kids, which I think Notre Dame is really, really in the mix of getting this young man. Would you think that he would take his talent to a big time program like that versus a program that's really having a major problem?
Yeah. If you have an opportunity, I mean, I know a couple of kids that play for Coach Freeman, and yeah, they're not in a conference or whatever, but it is where you're going to get those opportunities. I remember talking to Jeremiah Love right before he went to Notre Dame, right? And this isn't the kid that had what he has now in deals and endorsements and NIL, but like, look what you've become. So you have kids that I've talked to, kids that have gone to Oregon solely because Nike is right next door. You have an opportunity to just build a relationship with a brand that's next door. So yeah, I don't see a problem with a kid making that decision, because look, with the last thing you want to do is go somewhere and think that portal can save you, because you may think the portal can save you, and sometimes it may not save you in the way you want to be saved. So if this is your opportunity to get on the bigger bus now versus maybe a bus you weren't really looking at next year after you decide to hop in the portal, do it now, I say.
Yeah. Hey, and there are some places that you can't turn down. There are some programs that's very hard to turn down.
Honey.
You got to make real serious business decisions. I mean, as a coach, and being a part of a lot of my kids going to different schools over the years, I always tell them, say, look at the coach who's coaching your position. Look, that's number one, who's developing, how many people that he developed and sent to the league, not necessarily the head coach, because the head coach is not coaching your room. You're in a room with one guy, and that guy, you depend that the head coach is going to put, the head coach is going to be, he's going to put down on the coaches and put the pressure on the coaches to get the best and the most out of them. Look at that guy and see who that guy has put in the league. If he hasn't put anybody in the league, now you're taking a real serious chance. You know what I'm saying? If you have an opportunity to go in with somebody that has that kind of experience and that cachet, because it's no different than any other business. They're going to go and look for top of the line. They're going to go always shop back at that same
somebody else is waiting.
Yeah, they know that coach developed guys to go to the league. The league knows that. The scouts know that. They know if I go to this coach, how many guys he developed, D linemen, how many O linemen he developed, and how many guys he put in the league. And so they look at that. They seriously look at that and say, look, man, because when you're coming from college, you got to be ready for the league, because you're going to play right now. It ain't no development of shit. It's like right now. Speaking of the league, your Pittsburgh Steelers are not looking good.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, not my Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I thought we went over this already. We didn't went over this. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are not looking good offensively, and they struggling defensively too.
You left the Steelers.
Don't act. Why are you acting like? Next question.
I mean, did you leave them? Like,
next question. We've already had this conversation.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I'm team Mike Tomlin. I'm team Mike Tomlin every day, all day.
I saw something you post on TikTok where you say, "I hope Mike Tomlin leave." Are you hoping he get fired? Can you explain?
No, I didn't say nothing about him getting fired, because he ain't gonna get. Let's be for real. He's not getting fired. It's not gonna.
Okay, so you want him to leave?
That's not happening. I would love for him to leave Pittsburgh. Absolutely. Because I'm done. Like, I feel like this is where it doesn't matter. Like, unless he wins a Super Bowl, they're not going to appreciate that coach being there. So for them, it's they say it's a playoff win. It don't matter, because they lose. They win one playoff game, they lose the next one, they're gonna be mad. So it's just like, I think it's time. 20 years in the same place. Let's go somewhere else. He can go anywhere. He can literally go anywhere he want to go. And I would love for him to go somewhere else. And I would love for them to see what life is like without Mike Tomlin. I don't have it in this particular space. I had a whiteboard, because I knew this was going to happen this season. So I already was prepared to show I already knew. I knew how this was gonna go. They was gonna
knew
start.
this was gonna happen.
I knew they were gonna start good. They were gonna get into this roughness and you know have this losing streak because it always happens, right? And they were going to be the Steeler fans that I know them to be. Get him out of here. They can't handle losing, right? I'm tired of being mediocre. I'm tired of having winning seasons and not having playoff wins and not getting to the Super Bowl. But every quarterback he has had since Big Ben, where are they? Minus Aaron Rodgers, where are they? Every
in
quarterback.
The trash. Well, today the trash came.
They are on the bench. They're on somebody's bench.
Yeah,
they're on someone's bench.
Why is it that why Ben Roethlisberger got so much negative to say about Mike Tomlin?
I don't think it's
what's the problem with that?
What did he say exactly? Like I don't know.
I mean, he was on a podcast the other day and he was like, well, basically saying Mike ain't it. He's over it. Mike need to go ahead and lay it down. I think he's always taking shots. He's always taking shots at Mike Tomlin. He took shots at him last year. He took shots at Russell Wilson. He took shots at everything that they were trying to do. What the fuck? Does he want to coach the team?
I don't know what Ben wants.
Didn't Mike Tomlin take him to
also Ben has a podcast, so he wants to be entertaining. So
right,
there's that.
What's your take on the Jerry Jeudy situation?
The sideline with Shedeur.
Yeah.
That interaction, I think that was just the wrong place. Like you can have those conversations, but everyone is watching with a microscope, especially with Shedeur, right? So I think Jerry Jeudy should have had that conversation in a different time, a different place, whatever it was,
Yeah. I mean,
or contain his emotion in that moment.
I talked about it earlier, and I looked at it as a systemic issue. I look at it from a deeper perspective, deep. So I looked at it from the standpoint of this is really systemic because when a black person get a big promotion, he's in higher authority. And in this case, Dylan Gabriel was out there not doing good for day one. Flacco got traded. You never saw this emotion out of Jerry Jeudy. And Jerry Jeudy's a South Florida kid. I love him to death. I love my South Florida talent. Love him to death. But at the end of the day, you don't do shit like that. But then I look at it and say we have a systemic issue, where when we're put in a position of authority, then we have a tendency of wanting to tear each other down. And that's how
I'll take it a step further. You see how there were play calling for Shedeur from the highlights I've seen. I'll take it a step further. You have limited opportunities to make a play when you're Jerry Jeudy because they're not allowing him to throw the ball and give you the opportunity to make the plays that you would probably make with a Dylan or Flacco, right? So I'll take it a step further. Like it's a product of the environment Cleveland has created, and that's why I want Shedeur gone.
So who you got? How you like?
I'm glad you're back on that bandwagon because you're talking about y'all was divorced. Y'all was divorced and all this stuff. You was Miami and like I'm glad y'all figured out. Y'all worked it out. Y'all back together.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I know. I'm speaking another language. I understand. I'm holding him accountable. I ain't scared.
We them boys. Hey, look here.
I love George Pickens, though. I'm so happy for him. I love George Pickens.
Yeah, because CeeDee Lamb.
And CeeDee Lamb. Tell CeeDee Lamb to come.
CeeDee Lamb is, that boy can't catch a cold. Think, in this day and age, everybody think you got some money on this shit. Boy, you drop a ball, it's like, hold on, man, you point shaving or what? But
he cool. He good. He makes up for it. He made up for it.
Let me just say this. At the beginning of the year, I say, look, man, fuck that. Jerry Jones, I'm a Cowboy. Jerry Jones, I hate him. But when I really started thinking about it, and I started trying to go be a full-fledged Dolphin, I was like, how the fuck can I, and this is your problem too, how can I leave someplace I've been to from day one, since the 70s? How can I leave? I am invested in the Cowboys, whether it's Jerry Jones or not. I embrace all that history, good, bad, and ugly. And now you want me to take on this good, bad, and ugly of their history, I can't argue the Dolphins' history. I can only argue for the Dolphins now. So when I started
we're
thinking
not
about it,
the
I was like,
same.
this don't make sense. I got to
We're
go
not the
back to it.
same.
And I think the NFL knows that, because once you're invested in a team, you can't jump off one team ship
Well,
and go to another team because of how many years. Just like you sitting your ass up there talking about some damn, I ain't no Steeler, I'm a Mike Tomlin and all that.
I have no problem explaining my situation.
And you can't get a team right now. If you think about getting another team right now,
I don't need another team.
You can't do it.
I don't need another team. I'm good. I'm gonna treat football like I treat basketball. I'm gonna have my players and my coaches that I love. Because like I feel like it's a disease. Like if you look at fandom, the fanaticness of fandom, people are crazy. Like people have unrealistic expectations. You saw somebody egg the offensive coordinator's house at the Eagles. Like people are insane. Fandom does some weird stuff to people. I'm not with it.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I've actually said this. Like, this is one of my things I said on Sports and Coffee, that Mike should go to Penn State. So that's funny that Ben also said that. Like, there's some places that Mike Tomlin could go and get a bag if it was just about a bag. But
why Penn State is in trouble? They got problems.
Penn State, yeah, they do, and they need a name to fix it. They can promote that man over there, and congratulations if he does get that position, but they're gonna need some help.
Somebody else in the chat. Anybody else in the chat got a question for D Love Sports? That's who we talking to. She's on D Love Sports on all her platforms. D Love Sports on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Y'all can find her live.
Appreciate
all
y'all.
These other places.
Appreciate y'all for sure. Mike Tomlin definitely will do good. Like, look, he could go anywhere. He could literally go anywhere, whatever he wants. Even if he doesn't even want to coach, if he wanted to go on TV, they'd be like, "Oh, okay, thank you, Bradshaw, that was fun. Thank you. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go push you. Will you out of here? This is Mike Tomlin's seat now." He can do whatever he wants to do.
You got Barbershop Sports Talk. Say he love you covering the
Maryland Terps. Man. Shout out to them. They have a show. Go check them out. One of them is a Ravens fan and one of them is Steelers fan. So a great dynamic there.
Well, they're trying to put Mike Tomlin in college. Mike Tomlin definitely would do.
He would get a bag. You hear me? He would get a bag.
That would be some shit. I mean, this man.
He would get a bag.
Mike Tomlin in college. And hold on. Just imagine him walking up into living room to recruit. And Mike Tomlin, the Super Bowl champion, Hall of Fame, potential Hall of Fame coach, walking up in your living room saying, "I want your son to come." He won't be like no damn Bill Belichick.
I'm trying to tell you, the parents gonna be shocked over Mike Tomlin. Like, I wish people actually knew Mike Tomlin and like had personal interactions with Mike Tomlin. Then you would understand why, like, it don't matter where he goes. Like, I'm supporting him because of who he is. And that's how he gets players to play on this team. Aaron Rodgers, we didn't talk so much about Aaron Rodgers over the years and how he talked about his coaches. This is the only man he's like truly respected in his career, like truly up and down respected, speaks highly of all the time, is Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's because if he's a real person, like, I wish y'all had the experience.
And let me tell you, I know Mike and and he always extends his program to me. And hey, Luke, come on up. Fredo Roberts is one of my personal friends who's been coaching with Mike forever. He's tight end coach over there, former University of Miami tight end, former Dallas Cowboy tight end. Over there with Mike, and they always extend and welcome me to come to the facility, come out there and coach, come out there and be a part of the minority program, to learn some things. And Mike, just like you say, Mike is a great guy. Ain't nobody can say nothing bad. I'm like you when it comes to Mike. Ain't nobody can say nothing bad about Mike, because again, and that's the part that people don't realize, that a lot of these guys are human. You got some really, really good people that coach, and you have some really, really bad people that coach, you know, that takes advantage of the opportunity, and they really don't care about these kids.
The opportunity, the authority, all of that.
Exactly.
Your intelligence, your lack of intelligence, they take advantage of all of that.
All
of that.
And people don't, and save lives. People don't realize that. People don't realize how much goes into, you know, coaching these young men and being a father figure, being a mentor, putting down on them when it's time to put down on them, and they respect that. You see what I'm saying? They respect that. You know, at the end of the day. And so people don't realize that. So when you go to firing people like Mike Tomlin and James Franklin, you're firing. You go to fire them type of people. That is hard to replace. You can't replace that by going to get some dude, some baby face dude who looks cute in the booster club meeting or at the round table. No. Them type of
go bring Brian Daboll in the Pittsburgh Steelers locker room and see what happened. Go ahead. He
get ate up alive. It's about 30 some teams, maybe 30. That maybe 29 teams that get their ass kicked on a regular basis and are firing coaches on a yearly basis. And so people don't realize that even in college football, it's the same thing. It's very difficult to replace great coaches and coaches who know talent, coaches who know how to develop, and coaches who know how to win, and coaches who know how to relate to these kids. Probably one of the biggest scam of coaches. And probably the main reason why he probably never won and they had to give him a national championship is Tommy Tuberville. All the years that he coached and now he's a senator, it kind of shows you why he's showing you why he wasn't successful in the way he do shit politically against black people, where he had to depend on black kids and black mothers to come play for him, to keep his lights on, to make him and his wife and all the rest of these, in my opinion, racist people in his family profit. And that's the thing. The coach, you get the vibe. You know, the kids who run through a wall for a coach, they really feel like, hey man, I'm gonna be your coach forever. And those teams play harder.
They do
for that coach. You know, you see a lot of
I see it. I've seen it at Maryland. Like Maryland's down. They're losing. But guess what? They're still playing. No matter if it's 2 minutes left on the clock and they down 3 scores, they're still playing to the end of the game. And that's a coach thing. That's them wanting to play for the men on the sideline, coaching them.
Exactly.
You know how many people would give up? How many, like these young kids, like, man, we losing, we done lost. Like, why I'm gonna play my all at the 1 yard line on defense? Why? We done already lost the game. No, they're still playing. They're still making plays at the end of the game, getting stops.
And that's the thing. Coach. They playing for their coach. And most people don't understand that. Them kids played their ass off for James Franklin. And you see what happened. They were competing, and then James Franklin leave, and they're like, fuck it. It goes bad. And so, like I say, there are certain coaches these guys play very, very hard for, and then there's coaches that these guys don't. Look, when you look at Georgia, and if you ever hear his speeches and how he relates to his kids and how he coached them hard, because he's coaching them hard because he loved them, and they know it's about love. It's not personal. And them kids can always go back. People talk all they want to talk about Dabo Swinney, right? All the shit that goes around him. Most of the coaches on his staff are former players of his. You know, he keeps that shit in the family. And these guys who win multiple championships, Nick Saban won multiple championships because he coached hard. And them kids and them players and them families knew that he really cared about them, and they ran through a fucking wall. I mean, everybody gonna get 5-star players. But are you going to get them dudes to really go hard for you when it's time to go hard for you, especially
against the 5-star? You know what I mean? Against the 5-star on the other side.
Against the 5-star. And that's the big difference. And a lot of people who fire coaches when they shouldn't be firing these coaches and hire coaches when they should be hiring them, they're not even taking none of that stuff in consideration.
No.
They're looking at, oh, did you win over here at Tulane? Well, okay, you won at Tulane. You had a couple good years. We're going to give you the Florida job. Just like we gave Billy the job, some other G5 coach out of Louisiana who does not have one kid from the state of Florida on his roster. And we're going to give you one of the biggest jobs in the state of Florida. That's stupid as fuck. It don't make no sense. It really doesn't make. It's like Loxy. Loxy is he from the Maryland area? Correct.
Yes.
You see, that is the difference. Maryland did the right, smart thing. Hey, look, let's get us a Maryland guy, not some coach from Appalachia, whatever the fuck it is, Tupelo.
You lose your program.
Who knows the area? Who's invested in the area? Who born and raised in the area? That's like Florida. They stupid as hell.
You lose everything that you've built. Your foundation is gone, and you have to be willing to lose the foundation. And fans cannot comprehend that. And I hate to just keep talking about Maryland and Loxley, but I spent a lot of time there, so I applaud.
You cover them.
I applaud how he handles some of the media and stuff, right? Because you got people. We talked about, like, you just don't know, you don't care, because the media is to definitely be there for the fans, and they see everything that happens on Twitter, and so they want to ask you questions to get responses from the people online that have emotions. But for real, this is a human being at the end of the day. You can't come in here because you got a battery in your back from the fans online, come in here and be disrespectful to someone that you see for 15 minutes a week. You know, like it's kind of odd. So when coaches are able to maintain their composure to a certain level with media, I applaud them, because some of them times I want to be like, F you. Like, I want him to go off. And when he does it slightly, it's a big deal. And I'm like, bro, I would have been way more ruder than that.
Let me ask you a question.
You come in there calling that man by his first name. You don't even know. like coach, like, you in there talking about some, Mike. And it's so funny when they do it, because I think his response is like George or Kevin. Like, he kind of like says it back to
him. Let me ask you one question before I go. Because you ain't down here and it's our Bowser weekend. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, we're talking to D Love from D Love Sports. Y'all can find her on all the social media platforms, D Love Sports, and follow her, like, share, subscribe her product. But my last question for you, right? And I was talking about this earlier. You're a reporter. You go to the Maryland game. You watch the team. And correct me if I'm wrong. After the game, you go and you wait till the coach get prepared and the players, and then you interview these folks. So after the game, say the game ends at 4:00, you're at the stadium from 4 to about what, 6, 7?
It all depends. So you're they say,
for argument's sake, a couple hours.
Games in that 4, you got about 30 to 40 minutes then. And then if you need to do any work, whether it's like a last stand up or editing, whatever you want to do in the stadium. So it's going to be at least an hour and a half before you leave.
It's going to be an hour and a half.
Yeah.
While you're watching this team and being able to go and sit there and look at your team, you're looking at your team. So when it's time for you to go and ask these questions of, hey, what you was thinking about in this play and what you was thinking about in that situation and all these different things like that, you're not watching another team, are you? You can't watch them. I'm going somewhere with this as a reporter, because I'm trying to.
If you were sitting in the press box, so I would say I spend a lot of time on the field because I do photography as well. If you are sitting in the press box, they do have televisions in there that are showing other games. So when you say,
but they're not showing 25 other games.
They're not. I don't know, depending on what conference I can only speak for the Big Ten, right? Most of the time they're showing another Big Ten game in there. Maybe it's one. I don't know if it's 2, but it's at least one other game in there. So they are watching. A lot of people in the press box are score watching while they're in the press box.
So my point, where I'm going with this is, here. There's no way possible as a writer you can lead a stadium and then say these are the top 25 teams in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Because you didn't watch 25 games.
No, right. You're not. You're
just
going
looked at
off of the highlights, the box scores, like, you know, the
that
traditional
you can,
thing.
because you're focused on your team and you got to do your report, you got to do your interviews and all that. So my point to this is, and I was talking about this earlier before you came on, I call it the ESPN College Football Invitation, where ESPN, you have the coaches poll where they can't do it. They can't fucking sit there and watch 100 teams to determine these are the top 25. The reporters can't do it. The AP, the media poll, they can't do it. So who the fuck is really doing it? To determine that these are the top 25 teams in the nation, because all y'all got something to do. All y'all got something to do. And then, and when you get home, you looking at the scores. Oh shit, okay, whatever the highlights. Oh, yo, they beat them. They beat them. Oh shit, wow. So if the reporters can't give you the top 25 because they can't sit up there and look at 100 teams to determine these are the top 25 teams in the nation, and the coaches can't do it because they back there looking at film of the previous game. They're dealing with interviews and all that other shit, and they're breaking down films, getting ready for the next game. So who's really, my last question to you, who's really coming up with these fucking polls?
I don't know. It ain't me. They didn't give me no opportunity to vote. But the day that they do, I'll let you know. Look,
on that note, we'll end it, and you will be voting very soon. But I want to thank you for joining me at the last moment. I hope I didn't interrupt your little date, because last time Dee came on, she was on a hot one. Y'all link up? Did y'all link up? Are y'all in a committed thing now? Because I want to tell these people, don't go in your DM.
Goodbye. Like, it's on my nerves.
People, when Dee comes on here, and I should be off here. When Dee comes on here, she comes.
Don't you got a date? Don't you got a date?
And hating ass dudes, all the hating ass dudes be like, "Oh, why are you hanging out with Luke? We're on a goddamn podcast. She's over here in Maryland, and they get in their feelings that me and her are talking sports. I don't understand why dudes so intimidated.
They said they know how you get down. They just want to make sure I stay pure. I'm very pure.
Hey, look, if you have a problem that me and this beautiful lady is on here talking, then y'all need to get y'all shit together. Don't worry about me. Get your shit together. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But hey, man, I like to thank you for coming on today. I like to thank everybody for joining us today. We're on here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's my girl Dee Love Sports. Y'all can join her. Go to follow her. I'm telling you, follow her on all her social media pages. She's very charismatic on TikTok, where she does a show and she has people come up and ask questions and all these different things. It's a beautiful time. She knows her shit. When it comes to sport, she knows her shit. At some point, we're not going to be able to talk to her because she's going to get big time eventually. She has some great interviews with some great people. It's a beautiful thing when I like to bring people on who have good content and people who know their shit versus just bringing anybody on to talk about anything. So, go follow her. She does Sports and Coffee in the morning on her platforms. You can follow her on X, Dee Love Sports on X. Follow her on YouTube. Follow her on TikTok, Instagram, and all that. It's been real. I went a fucking hour overtime. I only come in only to do an hour. But I went an hour overtime, gave y'all some love and all that, and I got to go now, get myself together to go do a private concert tonight, get in that crazy traffic going down to Wynwood because Art Basel weekend. But I enjoyed it. Thank you guys who are on my YouTube page. Please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube page. Man, we're doing good over there. My followers went up 130% on YouTube. So hey, that's a great thing, and that's a testament of you guys over there on the YouTube page, turning people on to what we do. Next week, we're going to go exclusively on YouTube. We won't be live on X or and Facebook. We're going to go exclusively on YouTube. So people, please go like, share, subscribe on YouTube. You'll be able to get the link off of X and see some of the highlights of the clips. But people, please go to my YouTube page. That's UncleLuke.tv. UncleLuke.tv. You'll see all kind of crazy interviews. You'll see all kind of stuff. You'll probably see some of the show that I go do tonight over there on my YouTube page. But go over there. TikTok, I'm Uncle Luke 305. Go over there and follow me over there on Instagram. I'm Uncle Luke Real One. Same thing on X, Uncle Luke Real One. If you're on any other platform that you can follow me, just follow me. Follow me, because I'm on all those platforms talking shit. They kicked me off of TikTok. You know, they be banning me and shit. They're a little sensitive over there. So I think my ban is up tomorrow. I'll probably be on there doing a little quick live with Glow and the girls. But I'd like to thank you guys for joining me today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully we got some good dialogue in. I'll be back on Friday and something big happen. But in the meantime, like I always say in the words of Walter Cronkite, may the good news be yours. Bye-bye.
Pull out the stick, come shoot that. Booty poke out like a book bag. Booty poke out like a book bag. Pull over ass too fast. Come, we should go bring that Uncle Luke back.